Alrighty, let's see who else we got. All right. Does anyone have any pricing questions that I can help them out with?
Yeah, I've got some gaps that I was looking at that I have some questions about.
Alrighty, let's get things going. If anyone else has any pricing questions, drop a number one in the chat. Dylan, start us off. Go ahead and share your screen and let's dive
Can
in.
you see it?
Yes, I can. Your calendar is looking good. Go ahead and hit calendar. I want to see the linear view. That way we can go from there. Alrighty. So I'm just gonna what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell you what to put in these gaps, and then I'm gonna explain it. So for Tuesday the 17th, we want to get that booked. You're in high season. You're more than profitable already. I know it just from looking at your bookings already. Like I just know from those two, you're already over your break even. So you're profitable, more than profitable. Hit already our mark. So great job there. Now, oftentimes in the high season, I sometimes get this too, and I'm like have to check myself. It's like like I already got my profit. Like screw it. Like if it gets booked, it gets booked. Like we kind of get a little lenient. No, like if we can get money in our pocket, let's continue getting money in our pocket, even if it's at our break even or a little bit below our break even. At this point, I don't care. It's all pure profit at the end of the day. Let's keep our occupancy high. Let's just get some more money to come in. So what I would do is for Tuesday the 17th, put a no discount on there, and we're gonna slash that all the way to our break even.
So you're cool with one night stays? I was looking at this and I was like, I hear what you're
Oh
saying.
yeah.
Like more money, the better, but it's like one night stay, scoop up 50, $100. That's the idea.
Yeah. I can care less. I just want money. So like
Cool.
I'm not gonna leave it open for for any reason. If I know it can get booked up, I'm gonna get it booked up. The only reason I'm putting this at your break even is because it opens tomorrow. If we had like a week until then, oh by all means I'd have that at like 80, $100. But it opens tomorrow. So I need this, I just want to get it booked up. If it doesn't, no harm, no foul. But shoot, if I can
Mhm.
like snag a quick booking for break even, that's great. So I'll put that at my break even. Now, before we do that, before we put that fixed rate, I want to first set your rule sets. Then we'll go into price steps to set your fixed rate. On Tuesday and Wednesday, what we normally do, guys, do not get this confused. What we normally do is we normally put an in between on there. However, in this case, Dylan is already, this is only a case because of what the Dylan situation. Dylan is already more than profitable for this unit. So at this point, we're just trying to just get any extra money we can. So what I'm going to have you do in this case, Dylan, is if we were behind, and by behind, I mean if this was a slow season, or if this was slow season, or if this was, what's it called? Like a not as profitable of a month, I would put an in between. In this case, since you're profitable, I just want money to come in. So what I'm going to have you do on Tuesday and Wednesday is throw a no discount on there as well. And we're going to bring both of those to a fixed rate of your target daily rate. So if your target daily rate is 90, we're going to bring both of those days to 90 with no discount. That way, if they book one day and one day, I don't care. If they book both days, great. But I'm just going to slash those directly to my target daily rate. Reason why I'm bringing them to my target daily rate is because you're in high season and you have a week lead time. So we have plenty of time. So that's what we'll do. So if those are your only gaps, let's now go to Price Labs and target daily rate is 100. Drop the 17th to your break even.
What is
I
it?
think your new break even was like 73. I'd put it under. I don't care. I'd put it at like 70.
70?
Yeah.
Cool.
And then, yep, go ahead and hit update. And then for where you have that negative 20%, click on that negative 20%, 25%, sorry. And then rather than having negative 25, change that to $100 and fixed. Yeah, thank you. Fixed and 100. And then go ahead and hit update. And that's it. Those are the only updates that you need to put.
Where'd you come
You
up with
are,
100? Just like something.
no, your target daily rate's 100.
So this number.
Right here, your target daily
Yeah,
rate says
okay. 100, yeah.
100.47. So that's what I
Cool.
got. As we get closer to those days, let's just say today, let's just say we fast forward to Saturday the 21st. Now we're on Saturday the 21st. If those days are still unbooked, we'll bring it to 90. If come the 23rd, those days are still unbooked, we'll bring it to 70. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good. Cool. That's kind of what I
Now,
was wondering.
absolutely. Now, if they go unbooked, no harm, no foul, no biggie. We're already more than profitable, but let's just try to get any money that can come in. If we can get a little bit more, terrific.
Cool.
All
Awesome. I was
right.
I was wondering. I was like, should I, this one day, I was like almost about to text my cleaner and be like, hey, you can get in early if you want. But let's get more money.
Yeah, yeah, let's do it. Whatever we can.
All
Whatever we
right,
can.
cool.
And if it's not getting booked up, you can push a late checkout. You can push an early check-in for an extra
Right.
25 bucks, whatever you want.
Mhm.
So
Awesome.
you can work on that as well. For March, March is still the peak of high season. So don't worry about doing anything in March. Look at that. You're getting booked up at over $100. So let's not do anything in March. Let's just let the bookings roll in. And the second we're about to enter the month of March, then we'll start setting some rule sets and some discounts to incentivize
Yeah.
some quicker bookings.
Cool. Awesome. That was it for me. Thank you.
Cool, man. Keep it up. You're crushing.
Sweet.
Alrighty. Awesome, guys. Does anyone else have any pricing questions I can support them on? How's everyone else doing? Stephanie, what do you got for us? Oh, yes, my apologies. Sorry, guys. I've been in back-to-back meetings, so if I'm a little bit delayed in getting back to your messages today, it's just because I've been in back-to-back meetings since like 9 in the morning till literally our group call right now. Um, so I apologize if my communication has been a little bit slow. So I appreciate everyone's patience. But yes, Stephanie. So our meeting is actually for Thursday. So I have us for Thursday at tell you exact time.
Yeah, I think it's for 7:30.
7:30, correct.
Yeah,
7:30 on
however,
Thursday.
you asked me on Slack if we should do today or Thursday, so I wasn't sure
Oh,
if that meant you
shoot.
want to reschedule for today.
No, that's on me. That's on me. On Sundays, I try to get everyone scheduled for calls, and sometimes like my calendar is like color coded
I,
and it's a
I
mess. Sometimes I
figured.
miss it.
I said, he might not remember that we were scheduled for Thursday, but he'll be there.
Yeah, I saw your message ding on the top of my screen when I was in a meeting, and I was like, wait, did I mess that up? And then I saw it was on Thursday, but then I just had forgotten to message back to you. So I'll
No,
be
it's
getting back
fine.
to
No
you guys.
worries.
If you guys sent me private messages on Slack or group messages on Slack,
Okay.
I'll respond back to you guys tonight after I
Okay,
finish
I'm
this
gonna
quick call.
mute myself because Knox won't let me talk, but just wanted to check in, make sure that we weren't meeting today at all.
Yeah, no
Thanks.
worries. We're confirmed for Thursday. All righty. What else do we got? Does anyone else have any last minute questions that we can answer? Or is it going to be a quick day today?
Hey
Everyone else is
Andrew,
good?
so I might
There we
have
go.
something for you.
Yeah, what do you got?
So we had a turn today and then a guest check-in.
Hmm.
If you remember on Friday, we fixed my pricing. I think like within an hour, I had that next week booked.
There we go. Perfect.
But he went to check in today and would not. He had this whole thing where he feels unsafe, which must be like the code word to get your money back, I'm assuming.
It
Um,
is correct.
Yeah, yeah. So, the complaint was hot water doesn't work in the kitchen. There's mold underneath the AC. Downstairs smelled like marijuana and like the first floor. And then for 20 minutes, two men with a gun stood by his car. And I was
Oh
like,
God.
so I addressed everything really well. I put it in the chat. It's in my channel chat because I sent it
Okay.
over to Casey real quick just to bounce it off her. So I did reply back and I did open up a ticket with Airbnb and I also notified the cleaner. I was like, "Did you notice anything with the water?" And she said, "Of course not." So she actually went back to the unit, double checked the hot water. She said the sink still looks dry from when she cleaned it, like they didn't even turn the water on. She sent a ton of pictures of underneath the air conditioner. Obviously, there's nothing wrong there. Um, and I notified Christian, the property manager, so that he could get security just on alert and they could do like a perimeter check, which it sounds like he didn't get back to me, but it sounds like they did because the cleaner said that when she came, the downstairs door to the building was wide open and it smelled really, really fresh. So they must have knocked on doors and told people to, you know, cut it out or whatever and tried to air it out. So everything was addressed pretty immediately, but he ultimately made other accommodations and he's trying to, he's got this ticket open. He says, "I'm not going back and forth with you. I'm just going to deal with Airbnb." I was like, "That's fine." So when I spoke to Airbnb, they actually said, "We're going to have somebody else call you back because we see that there's already a ticket open for this." So I just didn't know what your thoughts were on like normal process or what should I expect? Where should I bend and where should I not bend and this, that, and the other thing.
Absolutely. So first and foremost, great job on handling it. That's exactly how we handle it. I think you experienced your first guest. That's it. They fall under two categories. Either one, they truly believe that, and like they truly think that, and you don't want to argue with them because it's just not going to end well.
Yeah.
And the second case is they're either they found a better deal somewhere, they have a family member that told them like, oh, you can stay with us, and they're just exhausting all options to get their money back because of our specific policy. It won't allow for a refund. So they're doing everything in their capability to just find a way to get money back. Now, no matter what it is, you handle it direct, like properly. Our
Yeah.
first goal, whenever a guest brings up like a problems like this, is we first want to rectify it internally before we start offering any money or anything like that. Because the second you open the gateway for that, it's like give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. So what I normally like to do is like, hey, I apologize for those inconvenience. Like, and I just try to reassure them, like, I reassure you, like, it's a complete safe, and I know your location. I know it's perfectly safe.
Yeah.
And trust me, because my area is still good. Like, it's safe, but it looks a lot rougher than some of your guys' properties. Like a lot rougher, I'm telling you. So for some of guy guests, when they tell me that it is a little valid, but anyways, point being, especially when it's like single women like traveling, like a travel nurse, I'm like, hey, totally understand. Like, no worries. Like, rest assured, security walks around. So that sometimes gets some
Yeah.
fun. But anyways, you handle that perfectly. What I would do to kind of answer your question is I would immediately, like you did, get in contact with Airbnb. So first, try to internally solve it, like you did. I immediately inform Airbnb on the topic of it because if I kind of get, and I've gotten better at this and you'll get better at this as well as you kind of learn guest behavior is if you kind of get any feeling that they're going to immediately reach out to Airbnb, I like to be the first to reach out to Airbnb to give them my side of the story. So that internal ticket's already in there of my side of the story, the truth. And I don't lie. I don't try to sugarcoat anything. If I'm honest, like truth be told, like I believe in
Yeah.
like good and bad karma. So if I'm truly in the wrong, like, hey, you saw an infestation of roaches, no worries. Here's a full refund. I apologize. I hope you find another good stay. Here's a $25 gift card to Starbucks. Like, I truly apologize. Like, I'm just looking to get a good review, get them out, get this issue fixed. But if I know I'm not in the wrong, I try my best to fight it, but safely. Especially when you're launching a brand new unit, you want to get positive reviews. So in this case, this is where the guest does kind of have an advantage on you, is that we want to secure a positive review. So what I would
Mm.
do is like, if he doesn't want to communicate anywhere, then just be like, hey, no worries. I'm communicating with Airbnb right now to try to solve this issue for you. So that way, it's a smooth process for you. I apologize for any inconvenience. I just want to make sure that you're satisfied and taken care of. That way, it feels like already like, oh, okay, Joby's taking care of me. She's not going to fight me and keep my money. So now you're already on the right foot. And I would speak to Airbnb as well, and I like to just pick Airbnb's brain. So like I kind of like to get their idea. I'm like, hey, like here's a situation. Like the unit's safe. There's no one with any firearms. Like I spoke to the complex. The security team walked the unit. They said that there was nobody, no shady business, no nothing. Apartment smells fresh. Like if you'd like, I can get documentation of all of these messages to confirm with you. And if you like it, I can send it to you. Truth be told, when you give that to Airbnb, depending on the agent you get, you will win the case. However, even though you win the case and you'll be able to keep the money, problem is since the guest still stepped foot in your unit, they legally can still leave you a review that would be valid and would not be able to be removed unless there's anything in that review that violates Airbnb's policy.
Mm.
And so you would need them to say something derogatory, something about a resolution. Like if they say like, yeah, like I saw someone standing with a gun and it smelled like weed and it's completely unsafe. Like, and if they just leave it at that, like that's their experience. Like it's valid. Like it'd be very difficult to get it removed. But if they slip anything in there and like to top it all off, Joby kept my money and she did not want to refund me for anything, boom, it violates Airbnb's policy. Like you can have it removed now because now it's a form of retaliation on a host.
Yeah. Okay.
But you cannot bank on that. That's the problem. You cannot bank on that.
Right.
So
Right.
what I would do is I would already start setting yourself up to cater for this guest because I'm assuming you probably have like maybe one or two reviews that are 5 stars or maybe no reviews at all.
I've got three. So far everybody's given me a 5 star, so I've got three now.
Okay, so I would really hate for someone to give you like anything below a four,
I know.
because even though you're going to get more 5 star reviews, just because you only have three 5 star reviews, anything below a 4 star will like somewhat impact you a little bit,
Yeah.
which is kind of annoying. Like if you had 10 or 15 5-star reviews, I'd be like, I'll tell him Kip rocks. Like you're going to win this case. He can leave you a 1-star review. Like we'll still have a positive rating and go from there. So like we'll be solid, especially since I know your unit is safe, clean, great. So I'm not worried about that. So my recommendation to you would be to find any way to just get a 5-star review or no review at all. If that means as much as it hurts me, because like I was just telling Dylan, like I would do anything to just make sure we can keep the money and fight guest on it. As much as it hurts me, like I would still cater to the guest and like, hey, you know what? We apologize for the inconvenience. Like we can rest assured we found no issues of that all whatsoever. But I want to make sure you feel taken care of. So I've actually worked with Airbnb and we found a way to get you your money back. We're actually going to give you a full refund for your stay.
Yeah. Okay.
And from there, they'll be happy.
Yeah. I mean, the good thing, the only silver lining is we discounted it pretty darn heavily anyways.
Yeah,
Right. So it's
that's
not,
another thing too.
it's not like it's a
Not a hit.
huge, it was an 8-day stay. So that kind of, or an 8-night stay. So that kind of, burns a little bit, but at least it was pretty much discounted at cost and wouldn't have otherwise have gotten booked most likely. So I don't know. Now the other
Cool.
question is, I don't know if I can cancel it and try to get it rebooked at this point.
I wouldn't cancel it. If you want to speed up the process, you can message the guest that already, and then call Airbnb and just be like, hey, like, there was nothing wrong with the reservation, but the guest was just unsatisfied and they actually wanted to cancel it. And I just want to make sure I pride myself on being a great host. I just want to make sure the guest feels taken care of. Could you acknowledge his request to cancel? And you can reach out to him and confirm. You have my confirmation that I'm happy to provide a full refund if he just does not feel comfortable being here. Airbnb will then cancel it on either their end or guest end, which will cause no violation or fines on your end. So open up your calendar, they'll reprocess the refund for you, and you can immediately try to get it rebooked.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So maybe I take that approach then and kind of combine that response with what you had said originally and just kind of close it out. You know what I mean? I am going to try to call them after this because I think they have a better response time if you call versus message, it seems
They
like.
do. Correct. They
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. So I'll call them and have that conversation with them and then ultimately, send him the same. And because I can't imagine they're going to come back and say, yeah, this guy's a lunatic, we're just going to take care of you type of thing. So,
Yeah, as much as I wish, unfortunately, they won't.
yeah.
Now, I will tell you this, from my experience, you absolutely could win the case, and like we can do everything to win it. Like, I know for a fact you'll be able to win the case and keep the money. And if this was the way old Airbnb was, I absolutely would tell you to do that. But just how things are now, Airbnb has been a little bit more strict and careful in how they go about certain processes. Trust me, I think and this goes for everyone, guys, that you're just launching your unit. Personally, I think good reviews from the start are going to help you in the long run. Even if it means we have to refund a few guests and it affects us a little bit, trust me, in the long run, the reviews are way more crucial than the money. The reviews will lead to a lot more money in the near future, like in the next coming months. The more reviews you get, the more in the algorithm you get, the more bookings you get because people see that you have more reviews. It also makes you a guest favorite. It also promotes you. That also promotes you on the algorithm and makes people more comfortable to book at higher rates.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think there's a situation where I get him all his money back and he still, for whatever reason, leaves a bad review that I could dispute?
It is a 100% possibility, and that's the thing that you juggle. Now,
Yeah.
honestly, if you don't give him his money back, he's 100% going to leave a retaliatory review. But at least if you give him his money back, it does potentially open up more doorways.
Mm.
So you could somewhat. I wouldn't be able to verbalize this as good as ChatGPT would be able to write it for you, but you could put a prompt into ChatGPT that kind of sets him up so where you kind of slip in there like, hey, something along the lines of this. Obviously, do not put this exactly as is, but
Yeah.
let ChatGPT form it. But something along the lines of pretty much saying like, hey, if I don't give you your money back, are you going to leave me a bad review? Or like, hey, if I leave, I'm happy to give you a full refund, but in return, can you leave me like a positive review or no review at all? Like we're trying to verbalize that in a more professional way that doesn't just straight up say that, but that's essentially what we're seeking and the message we want to send to them. Something along the lines of that. Okay.
Yep. Yep. I hear you. Okay. That's
'Cause
helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, because I would do two things. One, it's like, all right, cool, we're in agreement. I'm gonna give you your money back. You give me your word that you're gonna, and obviously, take his word for what it is. Like he can be, if he doesn't stand by his word, that's a personal problem. But another thing that it does, if you set the first one, like if I don't give you, like this is a good little tip for you guys. Obviously, do not write this. I think I gave this to EK before in the past or some other people in the past. Do not write this verbatim, but use ChatGPT to kind of verbalize this a little bit better than I do is if you kind of say something along the lines of like, "Hey, if I don't give you your money back, are you going to leave me a bad review?" It kind of sets people up because then they'll say like, "Yeah, I'm going to leave you a bad review" or something like that. Now that's retaliation if they leave you a bad review, so you could just get it removed. That's something that I have my virtual assistant do. She's a little bit better at verbalizing that, whether she uses ChatGPT or she's just been in it for a while. She's a lot better than I am at verbalizing that. But great thing we have ChatGPT or AI tools like that that can help you out in making that sound a lot better than what I pretty much said.
Gotcha. Okay.
Awesome. Cool, cool, cool. You got anything else for me?
Not me, no. I'm good.
Alrighty. Awesome, guys. Does anyone else have any questions?
I do, Andrew.
What do you got for us?
So I have a guest in one of my units right now, and he booked it last week, Thursday, I believe is when he came in, but he wants a month stay, but he wants to book it weekly, like a week at a time.
Hmm.
Which I told him it's fine. But then, so when he booked it previously, I think for the week he paid like 800 or 700 or 800 like for the total. So now he's trying to book for the following week, and now it's a little bit up. And so he's like asking why the prices it's changed. And so with that, how do I respond to that? Like, I don't know what to tell him. I know we're using like the dynamic pricing system, so it will fluctuate, but how do I tell him in such a way? Because I had an incident with one client the other time when I tried to explain it to him, but I guess it didn't go well and he left. He ended up not booking it and he left, but which he ended up giving me like a not so much of a good review because he thinks I kind of like jumped up on my price or did something with my pricing. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's framework from the beginning conversation. We never want to just tell someone like, yeah, yeah, that's fine, because it's gonna create like bad things like that. Because now they think anything you did it against them. So like, oh, if someone else books, like, oh, I thought you were gonna well, hold it for me, or if the price goes up, oh, well, now the price is higher. Like, are you trying to take advantage? Like, it just opens things up, which is valid on their perspective. So it
Mhm.
comes from a framework that we need to establish at the very beginning. So
Mhm.
if at any point, and this goes for everyone, guys, if anyone tells you, and this is very common, I want to stay a month or I want to stay 3 months, but I'm going to book weekly because I only get paid at the end of every week or whatever it is. I
Mhm.
always tell them, I'm like, hey, no worries. Like that's totally fine. Just be aware that my pricing changes and I don't know what price it's going to be for the specific week you're looking. And also be aware I'm not holding the property for you. It is first come, first serve. I truly apologize, but I cannot hold a property for someone. And from there, they may ask some questions like, well, why not? Like, I can guarantee you this and that. Like, I promise you I'm going to book it. And I just say like, hey, no, no, no worries. It's just part of the business. Like, I can't hold something for it without payment. So like that's just how we operate. I truly apologize. As of right now, things are open and it's totally fine. I hope it all aligns for you. But I
Mhm.
just cannot hold a property. Like, and they have to respect that. It's your business. Like, you make the rules.
Mhm.
Like, you're not catering to someone.
Right.
Because trust me, I used to do that and it would screw me over. Like they're like, oh, I ended up finding another place and I just held a whole property. Now I got to reopen it and I have to slash my rates below my break even because now I'm going days unbooked because I was waiting for someone that never rebooked. So that's what I would just tell him. That would be the framework you establish at the beginning.
Mhm.
And at any point, if he's like already planning on booking, you still don't have bookings. If you're in the high season, I don't care. I'll tell him like, hey, I apologize, my pricing's changed. This is just what the pricing is sitting at for this time. Like, um, I don't handle pricing. My back end team handles the pricing, and they change things on a fluctuating basis based off of certain demand within the area, based off of if we have events coming in. So it could just be that's why it's a little bit higher. Sometimes they change the dates, increase pricing as well. So I apologize for that. But unfortunately, like that's just the price it's going to be. And I would just frame it that, like blame it on
Mhm.
someone else, blame it on your back end team. Like you may not have a back end team, but they don't know that. Um,
Right.
so that's how I usually do it. Um, and then Yeah, just don't hold the property for them. Now, if you're in slow season,
Hmm.
which you are in slow season, it will
Right.
pick up come mid-March. You're going to start picking up. Um, now, at least that's what I think based off of seeing some of your guys' price labs in North Carolina. I think the pricing is going up a little bit based off price labs. So I think there might
Hmm.
be something happening in March. Now, if you're in slow season though, by all means, if he's already planning on booking, be like, hey, like what I can do is I can send you a special offer. And then you can just send him a special offer. But just be like, hey, I'm happy to send you a special offer. I'm not going to be able to hold the property. Like the pricing is going to stay what it's sitting at, but I'm
Hmm.
willing to send you a special offer for this week.
Hmm.
If it gets booked, it gets booked. But if not, if you're able to book it at that special offer of what you paid before, great. And I would just send them a special offer. If you're in slow season, though, if you're in high
Hmm.
season, to each
Hmm.
their own.
Yeah, I mean, we are in slow season now. So with that special offer, so do I go in and do like the percentage discount, or do I just be like, okay, I'll just give you like a set amount and have like Airbnb refund after he books it? Like, say maybe I'll do a,
No, 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 no.
how do I do
So
that?
what you'll do is you want to calculate what he paid per night, and then also find out how many nights. Like, oh, how many nights you want to send? Oh, I want to extend for another 8 nights. Okay,
Hmm.
awesome. We'll extend for another 8 nights. I'll send you a special offer on those 8 nights based off the price you paid already. Then go back and look at what price he paid. It'll tell you, say like 73 by 8 nights or 80 by 8 nights. And
Hmm.
then you'll just do 80 times 8 nights plus, and then you'll add your cleaning fee to it. So plus your cleaning fee. And then whatever that amount is, if it's like 800 and something dollars, then you'll send him that number. And then just let him know, hey, I sent you a special offer on the pricing that I'm seeing here. Just be aware, Airbnb is probably going to tack on um, Airbnb. The only missing fee here is like Airbnb may tack on like taxes and a fee on their end. But other than that, this is the original price you paid for last time. And then I would send it to him. And then from there, see what he says. Now, if he's like, oh, well, it was actually like $500 cheaper. I'm like, yeah, no, like that's not what it's showing on our end. Like, also hold your ground too. Like, some people will try to take advantage of you, and now you're a
Hmm.
business owner, so you gotta, do what makes sense for you and your business. If it doesn't make sense, it just doesn't make sense, you know.
Hmm.
And if you're willing to work with them, be like, hey, you know what? What I'm happy to do is just for this week, like I'm happy to, take off an extra $50 and you can book it, but only if you can accommodate that. If you're already below your break even, like you shouldn't be doing that. So only if it makes sense, but also take into consideration, you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. That following week, he may ask for another $100 off. He may be like, hey, I've been booking for you with you for a full month now. Like maybe you take off an extra like $300 or something. So like you also need to be careful with that. So I don't give too much. If you're, when it comes to business, if you're gonna give something, you need something in return.
Mm.
So how that can look is like, hey, you know what? I'm happy. It could be something so simple, like, hey, like I'm happy to take on an extra $50. Um,
Hmm.
however, like that is going to affect our cleaning a little bit. So if you could just do me a favor and keep the place like extra clean when you check out, that like we would love that. And it's just something like, okay, well, they're willing to do something for me, but now I'm expected to do something in return, you know?
Hmm. And my other question is, so if say you have to refund like a pay like a guest on something, how do you do it? Do you let Airbnb do that, or how do I?
Yeah, it's so complicated, so I'll usually just let Airbnb do it. I'll be like, hey, like I owe this person like $100 for this. Like,
Hmm.
could you help me out with that? Or
Hmm.
what you could do is you can just like send them the money.
Hmm.
But if it's anything like an alteration or something like that, I'll let Airbnb get involved. That way they can like properly do it with no
Hmm.
issues. That way, like if I do something wrong, I don't want to be sending more money or sending too little, and now the guest gets upset. Like now I can just blame Airbnb. Like, oh, like I called Airbnb, Airbnb handled it. Like I don't know anything about it. Like that's just Airbnb's policy. Then from
Hmm.
there, it's like they can just take it up with Airbnb. They're not going to get mad at you. They're going to be like, oh, Airbnb, this and that, you know?
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Of course. All righty, guys. Does anyone else have anything for us?
Andrew, I have a question.
Awesome. All right. If after Fidel, if anyone has a question, drop a number one in the chat. That way I know who to jump to next. But Fidel, what do you got for us?
Yeah, so just a quick question. So, my unit, the cleaner basically charged me an extra for because it was uh, way too dirty. They had to charge me an extra $50 for cleaning. I was wondering if it's something that I can transfer to the to the guest,
Guess.
or it's just something that I'll have to eat it up.
So what I would do, guys, and I would check your house rules. It should be in there if you copied the template. But
Mm,
if you don't have it in there, I would eat it and then add it in. But if you do have it, then I would absolutely charge the guest. Is you want to have in your house rules like excessive trash will lead to, will lead to a result of a fine or a violation fee up to the cost of the extra amount spent on cleaning. Something along the lines of that. That way, it's already in your house rule. So if your cleaner does charge you for it, you obviously need the proof of the charge. So have your cleaner send you an invoice with it broken. Standard cleaning, $80, extra cleaning, additional $50, and then charge the guest that additional 50. And then make sure
okay.
your cleaner provides documentation. And it needs to be valid. Same thing goes with your cleaner. You guys are business owners. So same thing goes with your cleaner. You give them minutes, they're going to take a mile. And that's something that I learned early on with one of my first cleaners. Like
Mhm.
my cleaner started seeing that I wasn't asking questions. So what did she
Okay.
start doing? Every little time that there was slightly just an extra, it just needed an extra little touch, she would charge me $50, $50, $50. And that started adding up. And when I had the conversation with her later on in time,
Mhm.
like she was a little bit more brave and confident. So to counteract that, I fired her. But what you want to do is you want to already establish that framework in the beginning. So you want to communicate with her, and it goes the same way. Like, hey, like I totally understand. Like it needs an extra cleaning. Can you please break down to me why this specifically resulted in an extra cleaning and not any other cleans? Like
Okay.
what specifically qualifies as a standard cleaning for you? And let her
Mhm.
explain it. Be like, oh, well, the guest left, feces, dog feces all over the floor, dog hair everywhere. Like it was a pigsty. Like we have the photos. All right, cool, valid. Like
Yeah.
cool enough. Like we're good there.
Right.
But if
Eh,
it's
eh,
just something simple, like I'd
mm,
be like, yeah, no, this isn't gonna happen. Be like, hey, I'm happy to cover you this one time. But truth be told, it is a little ridiculous. This does look like in my eyes, like this does look like a standard clean. So
mm,
I'm gonna need for future of if this happens again, I'm gonna need extensive documentation that proves this requires an extra cleaning. Because what I'm seeing here from the photos you sent me, I'm not seeing anything that requires an extra cleaning. Like I said, I'm happy to cover you this time, but moving
mhm.
forward, we need this established. Also, moving forward, I want an agreement between you and you break down what you classify as an extra cleaning and everything that you
Okay.
classify as excessive. That way, if I do have to charge a guest in the future, we already have this agreement and understanding here. And from there it goes back to the same thing, like, all right, I'm willing to give you something, but you're going to give me something in return. Again, that establishes as a professional framework that your cleaner knows, like, oh crap, okay, like, I'll be careful. Like, I'm not going to do this all the time because Fidel may not want to pay me.
Okay. Okay. All right. In this particular instance, she provided some pictures of used tampons, stuck on the underneath the bed and stuff like that, and the whole place were like swell towels and stuff like that that she we actually had to throw away, and mostly it was the cleaning in the bathroom that was really bad. Um,
Okay. Well, you've obviously seen normal cleans and then you've seen this one. If this
correct.
one definitely stands out and you're like, holy crap, okay, valid. Like cover it and also charge it, but I would still set that expectation with your cleaner. Even
Expectation.
if it's 100% valid, I would still set that expectation with your cleaner.
Got it.
Just so she knows, like, okay, Fidel's not gonna ask questions. He's just gonna pay me. Because if they
Mhm.
see that, they're gonna, try a little bit more, try
Abuse it.
again, try again. Yeah, yeah, abuse it. Exactly. So
Got it.
even though it's valid, I would still establish that framework, bring up questions, like establish that professionalism. That
Mhm.
way they know, okay, like it's not going to be so easy to get away with it with Fidel. Now we have these things in place that will not only allow her to understand her place in the business, but it will also allow for you to be protected. That way, when you do have to charge guests for extra cleaning,
Right.
it's 100% valid.
Okay. Got it. Thank
Yeah,
you.
of course. Alrighty, guys. No other questions for us? Everyone's good? All right. Awesome, guys. Well, in that case, I hope everyone has a great rest of their night. If you guys need anything, feel free to message me, Casey, or Noah. We'll get back to you guys. Other than that, I hope everyone has a good one. I will see you guys tomorrow at our group call at 6 p.m. Eastern.
Mhm. Hey,
Thank
Andrew, can
you.
you stay on for a few minutes?
What do you got for
It's
us,
John.
Jonathan?
Nothing. I just wanted you to see, I guess in my listings if everything's good to go.
Yeah, the only thing missing, everything was good to go. The only thing missing was your automated messages. Did you add those? There should be seven.
I believe I did. That's what I kind of need. just a double checkup on, if you don't mind. Let's see. Are you able to get in by any chance?
Yeah, that's what I'm working on right
Okay.
now.
And if I need to follow behind you, let me know. Like I'm just
What about your lock? What was the situation with that?
um the cleaner's gonna do it tomorrow morning. They were tied up today, they
Okay.
couldn't do it. Yeah. But that's basically the last thing. And I called the the Slage people. It's only gonna take like 10 minutes for lock. It's not I've pretty much teed up everything already.
All right, we're good there then. Pricing's already set, so you're good there. Um, you don't have any messaging roles, so this is where you need to add those messages.
Okay, where
So
is it now? All right, let me see
alrighty,
here.
so all right, so I'm unhospitable. Everything is added perfectly. You're good here. All you got to do is come to guest experiences,
Okay.
messaging roles, and this is where you'll add your messaging roles. You'll have more than seven. You'll have eight. Now, how those eight are going to look is you will have four check-in messages. Two will be for each unit. So you have two for one unit and two for the other unit. The reason why you have two is because obviously in those check-in messages, one of them is going to be the address and the apartment number for one. The other one's going to be the address and apartment number for the other. That's why they have to be two different ones. Now, the reason why you have two for each is you're going to have one check-in message that's for 2 nights and longer, and one check-in message that's for only a one-night stay only, which you will see in the template that I'm going to show. Other than that, the other messages, the other what's it called? The other four messages can be used for both properties. The other four messages will consist of a checkup message that's like, "Hey, how you doing? How's everything going?" Can be shared between both. The next one after that will be checkout messages. They can be shared the same way, so it'll just be a checkout message. Hey, just let you know, checkout is tomorrow. All you're required to do is leave all towels and linens that were used on the floor. Following message after that will be a checkout message again. Hey, just letting you know, checkout is going to be in 4 hours. I hope you enjoyed your stay. Just follow the check instructions that were messaged in yesterday. Following message after that will be a review request. So this will be sent after the guest checks out, just saying, "Hey, we hope you enjoyed your stay." Airbnb puts a big emphasis on reviews. We hope you can leave us a 5-star review. Blah blah blah. So those will be the remaining four messages that can be shared between both units. Once you knock out those 8 automated messages, you can immediately go to Airbnb and list your place live. Pricing's already set, everything's good to go. Once you do that, just immediately go live. Okay? That's
Thank you
that's the
so
only thing
much.
that you need. The only reason why I want you to do this first is because if you're in high season, you're gonna get booked up quick. I know it for a fact.
Hmm.
If you get booked up, these automated messages will not load in. You're gonna have to manually do it for the first guest that booked. And if you get
Got it.
several bookings, it's gonna be a big pain in the butt of just copy and paste, copy and
I,
paste,
I
copy and
I can
paste.
imagine. I can imagine.
So yeah, just get it set up. It'll save you a bunch of time. You can knock this out tonight and be live by tonight. It should take you about like maybe less than 30 minutes to finish these automated messages because
All
you're
right.
just copying and pasting.
Will do. Thanks again.
Of course, Jonathan. Keep me posted, all right?
Will do. Will do.
Awesome. Good stuff. I'm excited for you. All righty. Awesome, guys. Anything else last minute that I can answer for anyone? All righty. Awesome, guys. In that case, have a great rest of your night. If you guys have anything, send me a message or pop into the group call tomorrow at 6 p.m. All right. Have a good night, guys.
Thanks. Good night.